How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Born to battle. Some just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. When the sun shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? And Angry Cowboys fans around the world. Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. And the current contract negotiations for our Dallas Cowboys are being reported on by the talking heads, by the media, by the content creators, hey, as well as the fans. Narratives are being spun, and players are denying stories that are coming out about them and their specific contract negotiations. It's crazy, Cowboys Nation. Misinformation is running rampant within the combine. And when I think about misinformation, there are two situations that come to mind. The first situation being the Brandon Aubrey contract negotiations with Todd France, and the second one being the negotiations between George Pickens, his representation of Athletes First, and Jerry Jones. I say his representation of Athletes First because George Pickens is represented by Trevor Smith, but David Mulugeta will be heavily involved in those contract negotiations. So many narratives are being circulated around Cowboys Nation now. So many opinions that have been forming in Cowboys Nation. So much so that it's muddying the waters when it comes to what's real and what's subjective opinion. So let's go ahead and try and decipher between what's real and what's, in Brandon Aubrey's case, fake during this Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
All right, Angry Cowboys fan family, I'm going to do this Raw and Uncut a little bit different this time. I'm going to be playing clips so that y'all can understand where I'm getting my information from so I don't further muddy the waters for you guys. But word out on the street from a number of different places, Brandon Aubrey, Todd France, and the Dallas Cowboys had started contract negotiations at the first of this past year. According to Stephen Jones, it's 100% accurate, with Jones saying that it has been a long road for the Dallas Cowboys, and you could see the frustration that was visibly on his face. Check it out.
He'd been in talks with Aubrey for, even before the season started. So, that's been a journey.
And yesterday, a post from 105.3 The Fan came out which stated that the Dallas Cowboys offered Brandon Aubrey a record-breaking contract for a kicker, but it wasn't enough, Cowboys Nation. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that clip so we can come back and discuss it.
Calvin Watkins, Morning News, reporting the Cowboys offered Brandon Aubrey the largest contract for a kicker in NFL history, according to a person with knowledge of the talks. Aubrey, who is a restricted free agent, was offered a deal with an average salary of close to $7.5 million, but is looking for nearly $10 million per season. So if the $7.5 million number is accurate, that's $1.1 million more than the highest paid kicker in the league, but they're wanting close to 10. I can understand the frustration here that Stephen Jones was expressing yesterday.
We're getting close to the point, to the breaking point of saying, you know what, we'll go find another kicker and we'll pay him $3 or $4 million, or we'll take a guy out of college and pay him significantly less. We're on turf, This is putting off, to me, the Micah Parsons, David Mulugeta stuff, where it's like an agent doesn't respect you, thinks you will cave to anything, and it's time to play card number 2 in the bleep you agents playback game for the Cowboys. $10 million is too much for a kicker, guys.
There's no question.
Oh, I'm with you, man.
And I'm sure they'd be willing to come down from that, but they're setting the bar pretty high, and maybe they want to settle at north of $8 million.
So, allegedly, the Dallas Cowboys offered Brandon Aubrey $7.5 million to be the highest paid kicker in the National Football League, and Brandon Aubrey turned it down. That's according to Calvin Watkins and G-Bag Nation reporting on that. When they and Dallas Texas TV posted it on Instagram, Brandon Aubrey and his wife took it upon themselves to comment in each individual post. Brandon Aubrey posted one word, fake, on 105.3 The Fan's post, and his wife commented one word, false, on the Dallas, Texas TV post. Then you had Todd France, the agent of Brandon Aubrey, post a video on his Instagram account of the Dallas Cowboys bus outside of the combine with the caption, "The NFL Combine, where misinformation spreads like wildfire. Looking forward to my meeting with the Cowboys on the bus. Hashtag Aubrey," with a thinking emoji. Where information spreads like wildfire, Cowboys Nation. You see, misinformation is allowed to spread when there's only one side of the story that's being portrayed, Cowboys Nation. As of right now, the Dallas Cowboys media is the only side that's saying anything about the contract negotiations currently. Then you'll have Brandon Aubrey and his wife comment on it. Well, if it's not true, why doesn't someone fill the masses in on what's true and what's fake? All I know is that Athletes First has been known for aiming to get their clients the top paid dollar, the highest paid contract. That's if their client plays to anywhere in the top 5 of their respected position. We also know that Todd France has his own agenda when talking about it on a podcast. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that real quick.
The stats, give them the digits, give them the numbers that make the legend.
He's represented 83 Pro Bowlers and had multiple Pro Bowlers every year since 2011. He's negotiated the deal to make a player the highest paid offensive and defensive player at the exact same time. Aaron Donald, Dak Prescott, exact same time. And he's negotiated the deal to make a player the highest paid at his position at every single position on the football field except for kicker, punter, and long snapper. But we're working on those, I'm sure.
Thank goodness Trent Sieg isn't represented by Todd France. Otherwise, Jerry Jones would be paying him a record-breaking contract at the long snapper position. All because it seems to be a goal. Otherwise, why would they be speaking about it as if it was attainable, Cowboys Nation? Like it was a prize or something. Then 105.3 The Fan spoke with Brian Broaddus about the situation, and he spoke about how Brandon Aubrey and Todd France were looking to break the bank by requiring $10 million. A $10 million contract, Cowboys Nation. This upcoming clip, you're going to hear Brian Broaddus break it down, and we'll come back and talk about it. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
One more time, if you could walk me through the Cowboy offer was.
I don't know specifically.
No, I do.
Oh.
So tell me what he said.
All he said was fake. All he did was reply to the 105.3 The Fan clip of us reading Calvin Watkins' report that they offered him $7.5 million to be the highest paid kicker in football, and they want 10. And all he did was say fake.
Yeah, okay. That part is actually factual. That they did not offer him $7.5.
Okay, so that's got to be then, to Eric's point, exactly what he's saying is fake.
Yeah, so where he's at, though, and just kind
what
of
is the number? What did they offer?
Close to 7.
Which
so
would still
matching
be
top of the market.
Yeah, because I think, what was it?
So
was
they
Butker
went above.
6'4"?
They went above, yeah, so they went above. You know, they went above. Butker is what? He's 6.5?
I think so.
So maybe they put a $300,000 on that, but the number is they offered near $7 million just talking to a couple of people here.
Gotcha. Hey, that's great information there. That's why we got Brian Boots on the ground.
Is it fake that he's looking for 10? We don't know that.
That's true.
That is true. Okay.
So
That's a
fake.
big gap.
It is.
Wow, that is a big gap, Cowboys Nation. So the $10 million mark, that's a real thing according to Brian Broaddus. Cowboys Nation, I hate to be that person, but if I were Jerry, I would not agree to a $10 million a year kicker. Yes, I understand that Brandon Aubrey is a weapon for our Dallas Cowboys. I understand that there have been times when Brandon Aubrey has scored more points than the actual offense of the Dallas Cowboys. I understand that he's pretty accurate in the deep ball when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys. But where the Cowboys found Brandon Aubrey, they can find another kicker willing to just tack on those points for cheaper. But don't get it twisted, though, Cowboys Nation. I respect the kicker in football. Y'all saw the video where I was trying to kick a field goal down at the Star. It's hard, Cowboys Nation. I will keep it a buck with you. It is hard. No diddy. Just like I admire being a pitcher in baseball, I know that position's hard. It takes skill to kick that ball the way Brandon Aubrey does. A lot of people consider him the best at the kicking position, and hey, I don't blame him, Cowboys Nation. He is that good. But when does paying the top market for players stop? Right now, Harrison Butker's at the highest paid when it comes to the kicker position in the NFL with an average of $6.4 million. According to Brian Broaddus, the Dallas Cowboys offered Brandon Aubrey something a little north of that number. It would make him the highest paid kicker in the league, but it would only clear Butker by a small margin. And I understand that Brandon Aubrey and Todd France want a little bit more than what Harrison Butker gets, but $10 million? Over $3 million hike to set the kicking market at $10 million, Cowboys Nation? If Jerry Jones were to do that, he would honestly be setting every team back. He would be setting every GM back. If $10 million is the new norm for a kicker, you can bet your bottom dollar that the skill positions are going to see a significant hike as well. And speaking of the skill positions, we still don't know much when it comes to the George Pickens situation. The Dallas Cowboys have yet to franchise tag him, and I haven't heard any contract negotiations between the Cowboys and David Mulugeta so far during this combine. There have been a number of speculative posts, articles, memes, whatever when it comes to his market value. Some say that he's worth $40 million, but I would disagree, Cowboys Nation. Even though it's presented as such, George Pickens' market value is not $40 million according to SpotTrack.com or Over the Cap. According to SpotTrack.com, George Pickens' market value is estimated at $30.6 million with a base calculation of $31,358,974, and that's a 5-year contract. Hey, who knows? He might want 4 years, Cowboys Nation, and that's when it hikes up to $39 million a year. The $30 million market value has been the constant that's been floating around the media until the perspectives came, given the market value of $40 million. $10 million more than what is suggested by a regularly cited source that everybody around the league uses. Now that memes are being posted and narratives are being crafted around the league, all of a sudden, Pickens' market value balloons overnight? All right, Cowboys Nation, that was the facts of the story with both Pickens and Brandon Aubrey's contract situation. Now I'm about to give y'all my opinion on the matter. I just want to let y'all know this is my opinion. I don't have an inside source at the Star, and I'm not behind the scenes getting interviews with people in the building. This is just my take on the matters, Cowboys Nation. So don't go running saying that, hey, Angry Cowboys Fan said this. It's only my take. I am not paying the kicker that type of money. In my personal opinion, the objective is to not have Brandon Aubrey out on the field. If I was the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, the objective would be to only have him kicking extra points and kickoffs. I want my offense to be able to control the ball and score at will. We only want Brandon Aubrey out there in cases that we fall short and we're in field goal range. I'm not trying to have him out there every opportunity we get past the 50-yard line. But this is my issue with the Dallas Cowboys offense, and AOC kind of touched base on that as well in a previous video that he did. When we get to midfield, the approach of the offense changes, Cowboys Nation. It becomes less aggressive. It becomes more conservative, as if we know that we're in point range and we can put points up on the board with Brandon Aubrey. If I were Brian Schottenheimer, I would be looking to change that approach and use our kicker accordingly. In case of an emergency, break the glass type of situation. They place way too much on the shoulders of Brandon Aubrey. Lining this man up for a 70-yard field goal. Bro has way too many kicks that are 50-plus yards this past year. The way the Dallas Cowboys ran its offense, it's setting itself up for this very thing to happen this offseason. And on top of that, it seems as if Athletes First only fights for record-breaking contracts, Cowboys Nation. I know I'm exaggerating, but they do represent a number of players who have received top-of-the-market money in the NFL. It's sending that message that if you're good enough to be in the top 5 of your position, Athletes First will get you a record-breaking contract. Not only that, but the way that Todd France handled Jerry Jones during Dak Prescott's contract negotiations, if I were Todd France, every top offer from me would be record-breaking. Shoot, Jerry always caves to it anyway, so why not come with record-breaking numbers? In this situation, I'm throwing that first-round tender on Brandon Aubrey, and I'm placing a non-exclusive franchise tag on George Pickens. We spoke about what both designations would offer the player as well as the team, Cowboys Nation. In Brandon Aubrey's case, the Dallas Cowboys could place a first-round tender on him. It would place a 1-year, $8.1 million tag on Brandon Aubrey. His agent could field offers from another team in Brandon Aubrey's favor if another team, like the Tennessee Titans, were to offer $8.1 million to the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys could counter that offer with more or allow Brandon Aubrey to sign with the Tennessee Titans or another team. I'm just putting the Titans out there. If Aubrey moves on with another team, not only will they have Brandon Aubrey's services, they would have to give the Dallas Cowboys a first-round draft pick. Then the question would be, does any team want Brandon Aubrey that much, Cowboys Nation? I mentioned the Tennessee Titans because Bones Fossil's over there, and he would love to reunite with Brandon Aubrey. Would it be worth it to another team to give up a first-round pick and pay record-breaking money to a kicker, though? No one knows, Cowboys Nation. In the case of George Pickens, I've gone on record for saying this, Cowboys Nation, but I would franchise tag George Pickens, but I would place the non-exclusive franchise tag on him. This tag would allow other teams to bid on George Pickens and his services. It would allow the Dallas Cowboys to actually be able to match that offer, to outbid the current bidder, or to allow George Pickens to just walk out to the highest bidder. In return, the Dallas Cowboys would receive 2 first-round picks from the team that decided to sign George Pickens. That makes George Pickens' price tag extremely high, limiting the destinations that he would have offered to him as an option. Usually, the teams with the biggest salary cap are the ones that's picking early in the draft almost every single year. Does George Pickens want to risk going to one of those teams only to have the Micah Parsons regret look on his face for the next 4 years? I don't know, Cowboys Nation. But what team would be willing to give up 2 first-round picks for George Pickens? The talking heads in the media have already set his trade value at a second-round pick. To be able to get 2 first-round picks would be great for the Dallas Cowboys in the event of him signing with another team. Now let's go ahead and get a few things straight so we can get up out of here, Cowboys Nation. I want, and let me make myself clear, I want both players to remain Dallas Cowboys for the foreseeable future. I don't want to lose either one of them because they make this Dallas Cowboys team even more dangerous. They add a particular dynamic to this team that may not be replaceable in the same sense. Sure, you can find another wide receiver, but will he be like Pickens? Will he be able to high point the ball like Pickens? Will he be able to break tackles like Pickens or take it to the crib from 40 yards out like Pickens? Does he have that dog in him like Pickens? Or will the team accept him after taking the place of George Pickens? Will he be effective on this offense and where we need him to line up? Will his talents translate to the NFL? Those are a lot of unanswered questions that I would honestly like to avoid just by signing George Pickens. Will we be able to find a kicker that could put up points like Brandon Aubrey? Would he be able to hit from 65 yards out? Does he have that ice in his veins just in case it's 4th and 12 and we're on the 43 with 2 seconds left in the game to win it? We lucked out with Brandon Aubrey and George Pickens. They deserve their bread. There's no doubt about it, Cowboys Nation. But there's also a place where it can be too expensive for our Dallas Cowboys. $40 million for Pickens and $10 million for Aubrey seems, to me, to be way too much. But if you place the respected tender and tag on them, I feel that the Dallas Cowboys would be more apt in retaining the services and moving forward with both Pickens and Aubrey on this Dallas Cowboys team moving forward. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you feel about the misinformation that's been running rampant around Cowboys Nation? Do you wish that they would just stop all the talking and just get these contracts done without all the media involvement? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the channel reach its current goal of 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the content out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you hope that George Pickens and Brandon Aubrey can come to an agreement with Jerry and Stephen Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay on the other channel. the Angry Cowboys Fan Gaming Channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as my gamer tag in the description. We all know that Jerry and Stephen Jones aren't going to go to these negotiations with a blank check, Cowboys Nation. There's going to be a ceiling for them. I wonder what it would be. Will they break the bank to keep these players? Or will they just allow these players to walk on out the front door? Only God knows. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys Fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.